What's going on, guys? Welcome back to F1 22 for the Season 3 pre-season video. So Season 2 has finished. We wrapped up that season. We did okay in the end, but we definitely want to be going for wins and potentially the championship this season. I don't think our car's quite going to be there at the start of the season, but we definitely want to be heading closer in that direction. I mean, we managed 2 podiums in Season 2, so that was a big step up from Season 1. So yeah, I'm hoping for decent enough things in this next season. So as we finish off Season 2 at the end a little bit, doing a few little upgrades to the car, just a kind of rehash of Fernando Alonso retiring at the end of Season 2, so he has now gone, and now we get to contract renewal. We're going to actually change it up. We're not going to stick with Kevin Magnussen. Of course, we had 2 drivers in Season 2, Mick Schumacher for the first half of the season, Kevin Magnussen for the second half. We're actually going to approach Alexander Albon for the first for this next season, for Season 3. I've been very happy with how he's done in that Williams this year, but as we go to approach him, he has declined our approach because he wants Spec 2 of powertrain. We've not quite got Spec 2 powertrain yet, so that's pretty unfortunate. The next driver we're going to go to, Pierre Gasly. He's also been doing decent. That AlphaTauri has been a pretty shocking car this season in Season 2, so we approach him, but he's also going to decline. He wants Spec 2 of durability. The two ones that we don't have Spec 2 of are the ones that those guys want, apparently. Now, this was kind of a stab in the dark. Lando Norris, I thought he's surely not going to accept our approach, but he does. So we got declined by Gasly, we got declined by Albon, but Lando Norris, who won 3 races in Season 2, has accepted our approach, and after we do a little bit of wheeler dealing, we end up signing Lando Norris for our team for Season 3. So that is not what I expected. We've got a 3-time race winner in the McLaren last season, and our car is now pretty close with McLaren on R&D. We're right there with them. So yeah, if he could do that in the McLaren last season, maybe we can be going for wins with Norris this season. I don't know. We'll have to see how this works out, but not the driver that I was expecting to sign. I just thought, let's just give it a shot, and sure enough, he accepted the contract. 16 races once again for Season 3. We start in Bahrain as usual, then we go to Saudi Arabia. We're going to skip Australia, we're going to go to China, which has now been added to the game. Then we've got Imola for the sprint races as well there. We're going to skip Miami this season, go to Spain, and then Monaco back on the calendar. Skip Baku, back to Canada again, very happy to be back there. Skip Silverstone, then we're going to Austria for the next lot of sprints, then skipping France to Hungary, then back to Spa, Belgium again. We're going to skip the Netherlands and Monza and go to Singapore, then back at Japan again. We return to the Circuit of the Americas, USA. We're going to skip Mexico, then go to Portimao, Portugal, which is now on the game as well. Then penultimate round this time, Brazil with the sprints, and then the finale will be back at Abu Dhabi again. So a bit of a different calendar this season around, and here is our new car. We've actually rebranded to TGL Motorsport, back to the team that we were in F1 2021. Mazda is no longer in Formula 1, TGL Motorsport is back, and we've changed up the livery. We've gone for kind of a silver base with black, and then just kind of these fluoro green lines throughout. I think it just really makes this pop. I do quite like a black car, and because, you know, we've been doing a lot of white and very bright colored cars recently, I thought let's go for something a little bit darker, but then have that fluoro green. I was tossing up what colors to do, whether a fluoro green or like a nice blue, you know, but we've gone for the green. We've also changed a few other things as we have a look here. Once I'm changing I've already done the livery. That's our new team overalls as well, so a very nice kind of almost astronaut spacesuity sort of look to the overalls with the silver, black, and a lot of green on there. I do quite like those. They look quite futuristic and spacey. And then, yeah, as you can see here, team name, we get rid of Mazda Speed Racing, and we're now TGL Motorsport, just like we were back in F1 2021. I just thought by doing that, we I don't know, it gives me a little bit more leeway for like car liveries and stuff like that. So just going to kind of a generic sort of name. And then engine, well, every engine has a performance of 100. The only one that doesn't have durability of 100 is Red Bull. So I thought, why not switch things up? We have Mercedes season 1, Ferrari season 2. Let's go for a Renault engine in season 3, see how that goes for us, especially that considering Ferrari didn't do as great with reliability last season, and we also had a new title sponsor there as well. I think it was to score 100 Constructors' Championship points, which I'm fairly confident we should be able to do this season. We were pretty close to it last season. Putting a bunch of facility upgrades on, first couple to get the powertrain and the durability upgrades, the facilities to Spec 2. We've then also put a personnel upgrade on, and also a marketing one as well to get those also up to Spec 2. I think personnel was already on Spec 2, and just a few other little upgrades here and there. I think that one there is what puts durability to 2, because I just put the resource upgrade one on before. And then we're also putting a few driver perks on 2, just a bit of an R&D boost, and also I can't remember what that top one was, but yeah, just a bunch of different things to hopefully push our team forward and entice other drivers for the future. And you know, usual sort of stuff here, doing our what do you call it? Our timeline of things that we can do, and then now looking at R&D, everybody's still very close. It's still Ferrari and Red Bull at the top. You've then got Alpine and Mercedes right next to each other, and then we are actually now slightly ahead of McLaren. So we are the 5th quickest team. We're right there with McLaren. Then you've got Alfa Romeo, Williams, Haas, and Aston Martin, and AlphaTauri down the bottom. Looking at the team driver lineups for this season, though, in Constructors' Championship order, doing it a bit differently this time. Ferrari stays the same with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Didn't have as good of a season last time out. The reigning world champion Max Verstappen still at Red Bull, and surprisingly he's still alongside Lance Stroll. Bit surprised about that. Stroll was nowhere near his teammate last season. I mean, Verstappen won the championship, Stroll didn't even get a podium, so I don't know why they've retained him. Mercedes also stick with the same lineup of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. They had an okay season, but I don't think they managed a single win last year. So Lewis Hamilton's run of winning in every season has now ended, but there's change at McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo's there, but with Lando Norris going to our team, Valtteri Bottas has moved to McLaren, so it's going to be interesting to see Bottas in potentially a race-winning car again here, so that's exciting. And Alpine, with Fernando Alonso leaving, Esteban Ocon is now alongside Nicholas Latifi. Yes, Latifi is now in the 3rd/4th quickest car on the grid in the Alpine. That's something to behold, I'm sure. Then we have our team here finishing 6th in the Constructors. We've, of course, got myself and Lando Norris. Very exciting lineup, I think, for this season coming up. I'm really excited to see what we can do with Norris this season. AlphaTauri stay the same. They move themselves to 7th in the championship, right towards I think in the final race, they managed to jump from like 9th to 7th or 10th to 7th. They retain with Gasly and Tsunoda. And then we have Alfa Romeo, who continue with Zhou Guanyu, but with Valtteri Bottas moving to McLaren, they now have rookie Dan Ticktum in the car. So 2 very young drivers at Alfa Romeo. Let's see how they do this season. Haas stick with their same lineup of Mick Schumacher and Robert Schwartzman. Schwartzman, I think, especially doing a very good job in that Haas last season. It wasn't one of the quicker cars, but he pulled out a couple of points finishes, so good job from him, from Schumacher as well. Williams is also different here. Alex Albon still in the Williams. Surprised about that. I think he should have got that jump up to Alpine instead of Latifi, but he's alongside Kevin Magnussen now, who leaves our team. So that's a pretty exciting lineup for Williams. And then finally, Aston Martin, no changes for them. Sebastian Vettel still in the sport at this point in time. Season 3, and Vettel is still here, and he is still alongside Liam Lawson, our first teammate. And yeah, that is the pre-season for Season 3 done and dusted. Very excited to get this season underway. Like I said, a big change for the team, new name, well, new/old name, new, very different livery. We've got rid of the orange altogether. It's just now black, silver, and green, and a few exciting driver lineup changes. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more, but you know, Bottas to McLaren is definitely probably the most interesting one. Latifi to Alpine I think is just ridiculous, but we'll see how that goes. And then, you know, Magnussen to Williams as well, and Norris in our team is probably the biggest one, to be honest. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe. Look out for the start of Season 3, hopefully coming in the next few days, and I'll see you guys in the next video.